what are like surds and what are unlike surds. In the first expression here, we have 2 root 3 plus 5 root 3. What do you notice in this expression? The surds here are alike. When 2 or more surds are alike, we call them like surds. So we have 2 root 3 and 5 root 3. Because we have root 3 here and we have root 3 here, they are alike. And because they are alike, we can add them. And when adding, we only add their coefficients, not the numbers inside the root sign. That is, in the first term here, 2 is the coefficient, and in the second term here, 5 is the coefficient. So when adding, we only add their coefficient and retain the surd. This means 2 plus 5 will give us 7 root 3, and that is it. Now let's consider the second expression, 3 root 7 plus 4 root 2. Remember, the first rule here is to find out whether the surds are alike. In this term, the first term, we have root 7, and in the second term here, we have 4 root 2. The numbers inside or under the root sign are not the same. Therefore, we cannot add these surds. Since they are not the same, the surds are unlike surds. And when we have unlike surds, we cannot add them or simplify them to become a single unit. Therefore, these will remain the same. That is, 3 root 7 plus 4 root 2 will remain as 3 root 7 plus 4 root 2. Let's look at another example. Simplify 5 root 3 plus 4 root 3. Are these surds like surds? Yes. How do we know? The number inside the root sign and the number inside the root sign here are the same. Therefore, we can add their coefficients. So this will be 5 plus 4, that is 9. It becomes 9 root 3. Simplify 8 root 7 minus 3 root 7. Here also we have like surds, root 7, root 7. So these surds are alike. Therefore, we subtract their coefficients. So 8 root 7 minus 3 root 7 is equal to 8 minus 3, that will be 5. So we have 5 root 7. This means when you are adding or subtracting surds that are alike, like surds, all you need to do is to add their coefficients or subtract the coefficients, as we did in this case. What about this? Root 12 plus root 75. Are these alike? How do we go about this? Calm down. In this kind of problem, we need to simplify each of the surds to find out if they are alike or not. So let's do that. We have root 12 plus root 75. At this initial form, it is difficult to tell whether these two surds are like surds or unlike surds until we simplify each of them. And remember, if you are simplifying surds, you split the surds into 2 factors. So root 12 becomes root 4 times root 3 plus root 75 becomes root 25 times root 3. If you don't know how we got this, try and watch lesson 2. Here we break down simplifying of surds. So let's continue. At this point, we need to group them together. Next, we simplify further. What is the square root of 4? That will give us 2 times root 3 plus square root of 25 is 5 times root 3. If we now multiply this, we have 2 root 3 plus multiply this, we have 5 root 3. At this point, it becomes clearer that these are like surds because we have root 3 here and root 3 here. Therefore, we can add them up by saying 2 plus 5, that will be 7 root 3. So when simplifying surds and the problem is framed in such a way that we cannot tell whether the surds are like surds or unlike surds, we need to simplify each of the surds separately to a point where we can now reveal their true nature, whether the surds are alike or not. When they are alike, we add the coefficient. This is very similar to the last one we just did. From the onset, it is difficult to tell whether these two surds are like surds or unlike surds. So we simplify them. We say surd 50 minus surd 8 becomes, we split root 50. This becomes root 25 times root 2 minus, we also split root 8 to give us root 4 times root 2. Now, what is root 25? Square root of 25. That will give us 5 times root 2 minus, what is root 4? That is square root of 4. 2 times root 2. Now we multiply the terms in each bracket. We now have 5 times root 2, 5 root 2 minus 2 times root 2, 2 root 2. Therefore, we subtract. Why? Because we now see that they are like surds. We have root 2 here and we have root 2 here, meaning that they are very much alike. So we say 5 minus 2, 3 root 2. So you see, at first they look different, but after simplifying each surds, they become alike or the same. That is what you want to do. First, simplify before adding or subtracting. Of course, at this point we cannot add or subtract because they don't look alike. They appear as unlike surds. Not until we simplify before we now see that they are actually like surds, and because they are like surds, we can subtract them. Now your turn.